Happy Father's Day to all those who celebrate from NewsNation and our entire team. One of the greatest joys in life is being a parent. And as society changes, there are more stay-at-home dads in America than ever before. Here with us now, president of the National At-Home Dad Network, Keith Nagel. Keith, first, happy Father's Day and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
We're so excited. I also love your T-shirt. That is awesome. What is your message to dads on this and father figures on this Father's Day?
Fatherhood is very important to children growing up. Back in Minneapolis in 2019, we had a convention, Home Dad Con, and we actually had Dr. Anna Machen, an evolutionary anthropologist from Oxford, join us. And there, she actually presented some research that dads have a profound influence on their children, especially during their toddler years, and that a dad encourages and plays with their child, which is what a lot of dads do. It actually can cause higher mental development, better language skills in their children. And then there's also been studies that if a child has a secure attachment with their dad, it greatly reduces the risk of depression of those kids in their teen years.
Yeah, this makes complete sense to me. The National At-Home Dad Network hosts an annual Home Dad Con. This year is the 28th annual convention. Tell me what you've learned from your network of dads.
So over 28 years, it started out as just an afternoon of at-home dads getting together and connecting, because sometimes it's really hard to find other at-home dads in your town. So our convention has grown into a two-day convention with speakers, breakouts, city tours, a service event. And these at-home dads get to connect. And they actually come from, last year we had dads come from over 25 different states, including a father who has joined us the last 4 years from the Netherlands. He actually flies over to the United States to join us at Home Dad Con. So it's a great connection of dads who sometimes this is the one weekend that they actually get away from their kids.
I love that. What are the biggest needs that you're hearing from these stay-at-home dads when you talk to them and, of course, see them at these conventions?
A lot of it is self-care. So a lot of these dads, their primary role is that caretaker of their children. And so their focus is on all of their care as well as supporting their wife who is in the workplace. And so a lot of times they don't take care of themselves. So we really emphasize that it's a chance to reconfirm, recharge, and reconnect with other dads. We have 2 mental health breakouts that are peer-led that happen at the conventions so that they can really focus on themselves and return home refreshed and ready to step back into that role.
There's a Pew study. It found that 1 in 5 stay-at-home parents in the U.S. are dad. That's actually a growing number. Why do you think the number of stay-at-home dads is on the rise?
So we, as the National At-Home Dad Network, have seen that increase reflected in our membership, especially during and after COVID. Part of that is because many dads have become at-home dads. They work from home, but so now they're the primary caretaker. But largely, it's a reflection of the gains in the workplace by women. As that study states, women actually make up 35% of the workers in the top paying professions, which is up 22% from the 80s. And so flipping that traditional gender role and having the father stay at home for those families actually makes the most economic sense. And in fact, there was a study this year that came out that actually say stay-at-home parents of 2 children do about $4,500 of unpaid labor a month. So the changing economic times have also really pushed these fathers to stay at home.
I've always said a stay-at-home parent is probably one of the hardest jobs in the world. So over the years, the term dad has been redefined. Keith, what's your definition of dad?
So our definition of dad is really any individual who identifies as male and takes an active role in the day-to-day care of the child as a dad. You know, a dad doesn't have to be the biological father of the child to be a dad. There are many family structures in this country, and a dad could be a grandparent, it could be an uncle, it could be a stepfather to the outer world, but if they fulfill that role of a dad for a child, then we consider them a dad.
Keith Nagel, happy Father's Day. I really enjoyed our conversation. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.